Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raiders. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I see Green Dot Gang heavy in the building. Make sure to wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? I think we are officially 20 subscribers away from 28,000 subscribers. So if you're new here, if you're on Twitter watching, jump over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us remain in the algorithm, man. Once again, man, I see Shock Bowers, DeMarcus, Big Mo, Hug D's, CGR, DeMokes. You guys are disgusting. The chat is filthy. Too early in the ball game, but I love you guys for it. I see 2-4, Delano, Flores, Plunkett. All my people, Loso, man, it's good to see my guys still talking about the crowns and all that stuff. I still have no idea what YouTube is doing, but appreciate you guys for rocking with me. As always, a lot to talk about today. We are only a few days away. Post June 1st cuts, trades. There's going to be a ton going on. I want to go over an article that was submitted by CBS Sports. Had a few of these guys, man, kind of pinpointed to our Raiders. We're going to discuss it. You see the thumbnail. You know what time it is. And also, we're going to do some positional rankings with our unit today. Pause if necessary. So what we're going to do is go over our best units on this football team and worst units on this football team. Pause if necessary. By position, okay? Where does wide receivers, what do they rank by position on this football team? Where do the safeties rank with this football team? I got a bunch of notes. We're going to go over that here in a second as well. But once again, man, salute. I see I Am Punchy. I see everybody just disgusting in the chat. Salute to Hub. That's it. As a radiant chat sniper, if you got a crown, I'm blasting. Salute to my guy. Salute to Troy Gill in the building. Good morning or afternoon. And what's up, Raiders? And salute to my guy, Martin B. as well. Let me share this real quick, you guys. There's a ton of names out there, superstar-wise, that it's going to be some moving and shaking. I don't know if you guys seen Jonnu Smith, Miami Dolphins tight end, first year, having a Pro Bowl under his belt last season with the Dolphins. And it looks like he may be potentially on the move. Looks like Kyle Pitts, who, coming out of Florida, we thought he was going to be this generational type tight end. Outside of his rookie season, he hasn't really been able to put it all together. Sounds like the coaching, I don't want to put a narrative into the universe, right? But it sounds as though it may be an effort thing out there in Atlanta with Kyle Pitts. 6'6", big body tight end. Why couldn't he put it all together, right? I know they had some difficult quarterback situations out there in Atlanta, but it looks like he may be on the move. Also, I can see, I think the Steelers are a team that could potentially add some offensive firepower. Their offensive coordinator used to be the former head coach in Atlanta. Could see a Kyle Pitts reunion out there with Arthur. Who's to say? But there's going to be a lot of moving and shaking here in the next few days. Yes, Kellenberger, I was going to bring that up as well. Bryce Huff traded to the 49ers for a mid-round pick. He had a tough year last year with the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles. They thought that was going to be a bright spot for him. Young edge rusher, had a really good year prior with the Jets. I believe he had like 10 sacks. Reunion with Robert Salah. He's the defensive coordinator with the 49ers. That's a great pickup for them. I think that he will be able to ignite that fire once again that Bryce Huff had out there with the Jets. So once again, expect the next few days to be a whole bunch of moving and shaking in the NFL post June 1st. a whole lot of cuts, a whole lot of trades, a whole lot of moving. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to bring this screen up. I want to bring this article up, you guys, that we could talk about. Boom. Post June 1st period. Top 25 cut trade candidates include Falcons, Kirk Cousins, Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. And before I get here real quick, let me make sure I get the chat involved. Salute to 2-4 and a $2 holla. Graphk, don't need no mother effing crowd. Mod Monster, my GM. Talk that talk, 2-4. Talk that talk, my brother. Salute to you. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Let's get to the article. So Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports put out an article, a survey of potential activity to come. So put out some predictions where some of these names may end up post June 1st. We're going to go over it. Some of these guys, doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins, right? Doesn't really matter. We don't need a quarterback. We got Geno. Aiden's the backup. Cam Miller. We got Carter Bradley potentially on the practice squad. We're okay. We don't need another veteran guy in Kirk Cousins. So, but they have him potential landing spots. The Saints, right? They just took Shuck in the draft. They have Jake Haener. They have Spencer Rattler. They can use a veteran presence out there with Derek Carr retiring because of the shoulder injury. Saints, Steelers. What's going on with the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers? It sounds like it's a done deal, but it's not a done deal. You just never truly know with Aaron Rodgers. But prediction, released by the Falcons, signs with the Saints, which would be interesting. Will Levis, this is not necessarily a move that we need to make either. We just took a guy in Cam Miller in the 6th round that I know Chip Kelly probably had his hand in drafting him, so they're excited about him. Potential landing spots, Bucks, Lions, Rams. Traded to the Buccaneers. I can see that backing up Baker Mayfield. They just took Cam Ward at number 1. Makes total sense. Antonio Gibson, doesn't really matter. Running back, we're good there. We just took Ashton Jeanty. We brought Raheem Mostert in free agency. This is where things get a little interesting here, you guys. I don't think that the Raiders will make a move for Tyreek Hill. I've said it countless times in the offseason that I would like to remain far, far away from Tyreek Hill, okay? The domestic disputes and all the off-field stuff, the tweets. You don't want that kind of distraction in your building, especially with a ton of young talent, first-year guys, second-year guys, third-year guys. We have a young football team, and I don't know how Tyreek Hill would fare in the city of Las Vegas with all that young talent out there. I do believe we have the coaching staff to be able to keep them, under wraps a little bit, but it looks like, the Miami Dolphins after this last domestic dispute. I'm not here to say what he did and what he did not do, but it was very public, right? It was him and his ex-wife, I believe, or baby mom, something like that. But this is what they had to say about Tyreek Hill. He is 31 years old. He's still a phenomenal athlete at this point. 2025 cap hit, $27.7 million. It's nasty. As of now, and we have a ton of money, so that wouldn't really be an issue. But once again, I would rather prefer to take care of Colton Miller and Jacoby Myers than pay for a 31-year-old Tyreek Hill that's had a ton of off-field shit going on. As of now, the all-pro speedster appears set to return to the Miami Dolphins, despite his repeated hints of displeasure following the 2024 campaign. And yet we are sure the Dolphins wouldn't entertain offers if they came in for a 31-year-old deep threat who's had his fair share of off-field concerns. Even since exiting the Kansas City Chiefs, Miami would save close to $15 million by trading Hill after June 1st versus suffering a net loss of $600,000 by dealing the Cheetah prior to June 1st. So right here, they have potential landing spots: Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. Every AFC West team in on the services of Tyreek Hill. Would the athlete himself, I'm not talking about the off-field shenanigans and all the other shit, would a talent like that help take this offense to the next level? Of course. Hearing great things about Dante Thornton Jr., hearing great things about Jack Besh. I want to see what Trey Tucker, the speedster, can do in year 3 with a quarterback that can consistently throw the deep ball, right? Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers. I think we could use definitely some wide receiver help, but I don't believe that it's necessarily a need here to move some draft capital to go get the likes of a Tyreek Hill, who's 31 years old and owed a ton of money. But they have potential landing spots: Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. It would be scary to watch him out there with Jim Harbaugh in Los Angeles, and it would be spooky as well to watch him in Denver with Bo Nix and company, in his sophomore year. So Prediction, retained by the Dolphins. I believe he will remain there. I don't see another team making a move for him after the domestic dispute that just happened not so long ago. Would the Dolphins prefer to move on from him? Definitely. I think that they would like to move that contract and get away from all the shit that comes with Tyreek Hill, but I don't think they're going to be able to. So I do believe that he will remain a Dolphin. Also, Jair Alexander, 28 years old, cap hit of $24.6 million this upcoming season. He's missed a ton of football. This is what they had to say about him all offseason. The Green Bay Packers have publicly anticipated a breakup with Alexander, who simultaneously has been one of the NFL's best and most injured cover men. I just remember that word injured, okay? Missed a ton of football. Both sides hinted at a split in free agency, either via trade or release. Now the Packers apparently have a new contract offer on the table. But if the Pro Bowler doesn't bite at a pay cut, Green Bay can save $17 million by cutting or trading the cornerback after June 1st. That's an increase of $9.5 million from prior to June 1st. I could definitely see a trade on the horizon here soon for the veteran Jair Alexander. Potential landing spots: Commanders, Falcons, our Raiders, and the Vikings. Prediction by CBS Sports: retained by Packers on a restructured deal. I think it'd be best for both parties, you guys, for Jair to stick around. He was drafted there, homegrown talent. I don't think there's a reason for them to move on outside of the injuries, right? He's missed a ton of football. But if they can restructure this deal, maybe it's great for him in the long term. Maybe he can go out there and earn a long-term he has a nasty contract now, but maybe he can earn some more money down the line by showing and proving to Green Bay that he can get out there this upcoming season and play all season, because he's missed a ton of ball games these last 2 years. So, but I do believe that Jair will end up remaining in Green Bay. I do see out of any of these teams, the Commanders to me would be a sneaky fit. You know what I mean? They were one game away from the Super Bowl. They have a ton of talent, great defensive-minded head coach, and Dan Quinn. Their offense is high-powered with Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury and company. I can see the Commanders making a move for Jair Alexander. But interesting that our Raiders are a potential landing spot. Here we go. Jalen Ramsey. We have talked about him ad nauseum, you guys. I feel like this is definitely a fit here in terms of bringing a veteran presence in on the defensive side of the ball. We have a ton of young guys, Jacorian, DCAM, Stokes, Darian Porter, Darnay Holmes. This is a guy in Jalen Ramsey who's over 30 years old now, an all-pro guy, future Hall of Famer, played in 17 games last season, started in all of them. He's not the same guy that he once was, but once again, he's still a very talented guy that would be the number one option for us immediately if we made a move for Jalen Ramsey. 30 years old, 2025, cap hit $16.7 million. That is very reasonable, but the years after, it gets a little nasty with 20 plus, north of 20 million the next few years of his contract. But you can always restructure, figure out a way to make this thing work. We've seen it year in and year out with these organizations and what they do with these players. So, but they had to say this about Jalen Ramsey, another high-profile Dolphins veteran whose age and salary could result in a summer split. Ramsey has reportedly been anticipating an exit for a while, despite just signing a $72 million extension last September. He might soon get his wish of a clean slate, as Miami can save close to $10 million by trading the cornerback after June 1st, as opposed to losing $8.5 million by dealing the former Los Angeles Rams star prior to June 1st. All signs point to Ramsey playing elsewhere in 2025. I agree. I don't see Jalen playing another snap, another down in Miami and South Florida. He's been hinting at it on social media, posting pictures of all the teams he played for and his stories on Instagram. Went on Twitter and put the number 5 up. This was 5 days. I think it was like 5 days before June 1st. He knows, the Dolphins know, that there is going to be, a departure of Jalen Ramsey out of South Florida here very, very soon. Potential landing spots. Falcons, we talked about this the other day. His former defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, is now the head coach in Atlanta. There's definitely a fit there. Our Raiders, which makes sense because we can use another corner. And once again, you can always, at some point, somewhere down the line, transition him to be playing free safety down the line. We've seen it with Seawood. I can see this in a few years if we made the move. And also the Rams, who are the easiest fit because he won a Super Bowl out there. He loves Sean McVay. He loved the city of Los Angeles. I can definitely see them reuniting down there in LA. Prediction, traded to the Raiders. What do you guys feel about this? Where do you think he ends up? This is interesting by CBS Sports. Once again, not a lot of people have tied us to Jalen Ramsey this time around. When he moved on from Jacksonville, there was a ton of Oakland Raiders talk. When he moved on to the Rams, there was a ton of Raiders talk. Before he went to Miami, there was a ton of Raiders talk. Now we're starting to see a little bit more traction with our Las Vegas Raiders in terms of potentially making a move to bring in Jalen Ramsey. I would love to make this move. I think that this is one guy that should have been a Raider a long time ago. I think he fits the billing of what we like to do. I think Pete Carroll knows what Jalen Ramsey can do. They've faced each other numerous times. They were in the same division, Rams, Seahawks. He knows what this guy can do. I would definitely make a move to go get Jalen Ramsey here post June 1st. Bring him into Las Vegas and have him help develop the likes of Jacorian Bennett, DCam. Darian Porter would learn so much in year one with Jalen Ramsey. I think this would be a beneficial move for both parties. Make the move to go get Jalen Ramsey, and then that is it. That is the article. Salute to CBS Sports. Also, once again, salute to Cody Benjamin on the great article. What do you guys think about these moves? Let me know in the comment section. Would you make a move, for Jair Alexander? Would you make a move for Tyreek Hill? That offense would be absolutely just disgusting with the likes of a Tyreek Hill, but it would cut into reps for Dante Thornton, for Jack Besh in year one, because once again, Brock Bowers is your number one option on the offensive side of the ball. But you bring in Tyreek Hill, he's clear cut your 1A, 1B with Brock Bowers, and that takes a ton away from Jacoby, takes a ton away from Thornton in year one, Besh, so on and so forth. So, and then also Jalen Ramsey. What do you guys think about potentially making a move? Boom. Let me read these supers real quick. Salute to my brother Hug D's. I can see us getting some help after June 1st on defense, but I believe Pete likes what he has on offense at this point. Salute to my brother Hug. I agree with you, man, but I do believe we're going to add a veteran wide receiver. We'll talk about that room here in a second as well, Hug. Salute to my dog, and he also gifted another $10. Appreciate you, my brother, so much. Question, what's the change percent you see in the defensive scheme for Pat Graham with some Pete influence? I'm thinking Graham is encouraged to play linebackers and corners more Pete's way. Oh, definitely, Hug. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. You know what I'm saying? But also, I'm expecting, Pete to help Graham kind of protect the middle of the football field a little bit more, right? I know we got a little older in that linebacking core, bringing in Landon Roberts and, Jalen Smith and Devin White, even though he's not old at all, but it seems like he's been in the league forever, right? I think that he's going to help secure the middle of the football field a little bit more outside of just the DBs. He is the DB whisperer, Pete Carroll, but I do believe he's going to sprinkle a little bit of that Pete Carroll secret sauce and help us. How many times last year, Hug, and I want to ask everybody in the chat here, did it seem like the middle of the football field was just wide open for the taking week in and week out? Week in and week out. It just seemed like, it didn't matter who it was. It could be a tight end, wide receiver. They found a way to get the running backs involved to eat up the middle of the football field. It just seemed like the middle of the field was wide open all the damn time, and we did nothing about it. I think Pete Carroll is definitely going to come in and help change that. So outside of helping those safeties, Trey Taylor develop and help Palamau take his, next steps to his development, and also, him and Jeremy Chin are going to have a rapport in year one. Darian Porter is going to be phenomenal under the tutelage of Pete Carroll. But I do believe that he's once again going to help us, with those deficiencies, keeping the middle of the football field open. And just like my guy said, every damn play, almost every play, Adam, right? It was nasty work. Salute to my guy, Adam. Salute to Hug once again. My dog, my brother. From your mouth to God's ears, guard the middle of the field for F's sake. I'm telling you, man, we watched it week in and week out. It's just constantly. It just felt like, what are we doing here, man? And they did nothing to change anything week in and week out. It was the same shit over and over and over. So hopefully he helps in that aspect of things. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. But I'm definitely making a move for Jalen Ramsey. That's the one thing that I have with that article. I would never make a move for Tyreek Hill. He would be fun in this offense, but once again, it's not a necessity. And I think that he would be a distraction in Las Vegas. Jair Alexander, the injury scared the hell out of me. And you know, Pete Carroll kind of wants his corners a little bit more tall and length. You know, I don't think he fits the billing of what we're trying to do in Las Vegas with Pete Carroll out there helping run the defensive side of things. But Jalen Ramsey makes a ton of sense. Make the move, bring him in. And let's have some fun with the future Hall of Fame on the defensive side of the football. Let's get into it, you guys. I want to talk about positional rankings on this football team. We're going to go from 1 to 10 of where I rank these units from 1 to 10. You know, who's the best, who's the worst. And I want you guys to help me in the chat. Let me know how you guys feel about where I have these rankings, because there's going to be some interesting ones where you're like, what? You have that one that high, or you have this one this low. I want you guys to help me in the chat. Get involved. Let me know. JT says Jacorian a free safety, speed tackler. No, JT, no. You do not want to convert your best corner at this point into free safety. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. JT, love you. Appreciate you, brother. No, sorry, Bob. Why move your best corner to free safety? It makes no sense. I think right now, Jacorian, talent-wise, is the best guy that we have available at the cornerback spot. Who's to say? Porter could be a stud year one. Maybe Stokes can stay healthy and really unlock that full potential. But on paper, Jacorian Bennett is the best corner that we have right now. So I'm not moving him. I'm keeping him where he is. I think he belongs on a boundary, and I think he'll do great things for us. Salute to my guy, JT. Salute to Jermaine. Go get Ramsey, and if needed, bring Cooper and Krabby Patty back. Yeah, Crab is done. I talked to him in Vegas at one of our Woods and Whiskey events. Crabtree is done, you guys. You will never see Crab in the NFL jersey again, and rightfully so. He's up there in age. He had a long career, some good, some bad, some ugly, some great. Loved the way he performed with the Raiders, but he is done. Salute to my guy, Jermaine, man. But I'm not against bringing in Amari Cooper. I'm really not. I know that it ended, terribly, and I know a lot of us had an up and down kind of, relationship with Amari Cooper in a sense. He never smiles and he drops the football and so on and so forth. He did some great things with this, in his time with the Raiders. But once again, when we moved him, I thought it was the right time to make the move. But, he's in his 30s now. It would make sense to bring in Amari Cooper. Bring that veteran presence in. I got to disagree with you, JT. I got to disagree with you. I think that let's say this, JT. Let's watch a few reps before we get to the point where we don't think that he fits what Pete Carroll does. I think Jair Alexander, JT. The reason I said that, I think Jair's like 5'10". I think he's like 5'10". Jacorian is like what, 6 foot, 6'1", somewhere in that range. I think he's 6 foot even. But I do believe that Jacorian fits what Pete Carroll's trying to do. But once again, I'm not going to jump the gun and say that he's like the identical, like what he wants to do on the defensive side of the football. I just think that he still fits the mold. But we shall see. Let's watch some football first and see how this thing goes. All right, let's get to it. I want your guys' opinion on this. JT, our resident troll, is in the building. Yeah, man. If anything, he's going to be guarding those Carolina Panthers because he is a receiver for them. Salute to JT. You ain't shit, and I love you for it. Let's get to Raiders positional rankings. I think number one is kind of easy, you guys. This is our special teams unit. It kind of goes without being said. You got 2 all-pro guys, in this room. AJ Cole coming off of a new deal, 4 years. He'll be around for a long time. The most guaranteed money we've ever given a punter ever. You love to see it. Daniel Carlson. He's had some good, some bad, but he's had more good than bad in a Raiders uniform. And I think that he will be probably taken care of here soon. I think it's the last year on his deal. But I think that's the number one room that we have, clearly. Number 2, the defensive line, when healthy, okay? Max, Kuntz, Wilkins, they have not seen the field together yet, like at all. I mean, can you guys really think about that? Wilkins, Max, Kuntz have not seen the field together yet. And right now, with all the things going on with Wilkins, it's to be determined, will they ever see us, the field together? Who's to say? I'm praying for Wilkins. I hope he's good to go, come week 1. But I think that this is probably our best unit. Max is healthy. Kuntz is healthy. He's back out there. We still got our former number 7 pick with Tyree Wilson. He got better last year. I'm hoping that he kind of hits that corner in year 3 and becomes, something decent for us out there. Adam Butler, you go out and add a few guys and JJ and Tonka. And, I like the depth that we have on the defensive line as well. But once again, you can just say Max, Kuntz, and Wilkins. This is just on paper right now. And I know the foot injury, but I'm just saying on paper right now, that defensive line to me is number 2. And then you add Rob Leonard into the fold as well, who I think is one of the more underrated coaches in football. Defensive line, number 2. Number 3, the tight ends. Honestly, Brock is the best tight end in football. Then you got former second-round pick Michael Mayer, who we moved up to get with the previous regime in year 3. This can be the best tight end duo in football. I'm talking about with the likes of Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, Dawson Knox, Kincaid out there in Buffalo. I see this unit being there in that top 3 with the Andrews, Likely, Knox, Kincaid. This can be the best room, period. Honestly, if Michael Mayer can hit his stride in year 3, I think this is kind of clear-cut top 3 units, special teams, defensive line, tight ends. We'll get right here to number 4, which is kind of a shocker, right? And I know some of you guys may kill me because once again, we were the worst running football team in football last year. It was disgusting. It was really bad. It was nasty work. We could not get the ground game going last year. But we added a guy in Ashton Jeanty at pick 6 who could potentially be a generational running back. We also added Raheem Mostert into the mix as a free agent. Love that deal. We got him for next to nothing. And in 2023, you guys, I know it feels like millenniums ago, but he had 21 touchdowns in 2023. Over 1K yards on the ground, had 175 in the passing game. This duo has a ton of potential, and Raheem Mostert was a Pro Bowler that year in Miami as well. If Ashton can live up to the hype in year 1 with Mostert and with the other guys, whether it's Dylan and Sincere or Zamir, I think that this could be one of the better running back rooms in football. You add Dylan into the mix, the new running backs coach from Notre Dame, who is a great coach, you guys. As a Fighting Irish fan, I'm telling you now, we are going to love Dylan out there helping that ground game get rolling. You got Chip Kelly out there. You got it's going to be fun to watch. Number 4, I got the running back position. And real quick, before we get to number 5, I see my son in the building. Elijah, love you, buddy. Hope you're having fun out there in California. He said, Raiders. Salute to my son. Love you, Bubba. Let's get to number 5, the quarterback position. Geno, the big fish to bring in this offseason. We traded a 3rd-round pick. We got a guy that is a 2-time Pro Bowler, former most improved player in football. This is a major upgrade from what we've had in previous seasons, you guys. He's thrown for over 4K yards twice in the past 2 seasons. I think the past 3 seasons. One, he threw like 3,600 yards or something like that. But in the past 3 seasons, he's thrown for 4K yards twice. With an improved O-line, this has the makings of being a promising offense. Aiden also, if he's the backup, that's a good problem to have. He started 14 games in his career, going 7-10 in his career. You add Cam Miller in the 6th round, who can also be something down the line as a developmental guy for Chip Kelly. I think that at number 5, this is fair to say that this can be one of our better units on this roster as well. So I'm going to go with the quarterback position at number 5. Nose ring, no booger. Nose ring, no booger, y'all. Real quick, salute to JT. Love that nobody's talking about Raheem. Grinder. Talk that talk. Salute to my guy, JT, my brother. Let's get to number 6 on this list. Some of you guys may disagree. I see a lot of people in the chat think that this is one of the worst rooms that we have on this roster. I beg to differ. I think that this year, bringing in, we'll go over the list of what we got going on here, okay? It is the offensive line, you guys. 4 potentially returning starters with an improved offensive coaching staff, put together in the offseason. You got Chip, Jalen, Brennan Carroll, etc. 2 offensive linemen added in the draft. And let me go this real quick. 3 potential starters. That is Colton at left tackle. That is DJ Glaze at right tackle. That is JPJ at center. But also potentially 4 with Parham, potentially taking one of those guard spots. So there's some continuity there. A ton of these guys are going to get better in year 2. Colton's going to get better from that shoulder injury this season. I know he's pissed off right now because he wants a new deal. That's a great problem to have. You had 2 old linemen, Charles Grant, Caleb Rogers, both developmental guys, but one of them may steal a spot in year 1, i.e. Caleb Rogers, one of those guard spots. We brought Meredith back. He's a Swiss Army knife, a guy that can play multiple positions on the offensive line. You add a veteran in Alex Kappa to fight for a starting spot. Gino can move well also, you guys. This isn't the Aiden O'Connell thing. I know Gino prefers to stay in the pocket, but he can move around a little bit. He can use his legs a lot more than Aiden. That's going to help this O-line as well when things break down. You also add Genty to the running back room, and it already helps improve this offensive line immediately because he can be one of the best running backs in football. Number 6 to me is our offensive line. I think JPJ takes a major step this year and becomes one of the better offensive line in football, not just center, but one of the better offensive linemen in football. Colton's going to be pissed playing with a chip on his shoulder if he doesn't get a deal. Or even if he does, he may still be playing with a chip on his, on his shoulder. And then also DJ Glaze is going to get better in year 2. He looked really, really solid out there for us at right tackle his rookie season. So there you have it. Number 6, our O-line. Number 7, the wide receiver position. Jacoby's coming off of his first 1K season. Tucker with the real deep ball quarterback in Geno Smith. The addition of Jack Besh, Dante Thornton Jr., Tommy Malott. This can be a very sneaky unit that can surprise a lot of people in the league. Not done yet. Maybe we're not. Maybe you can go out there and add another veteran guy, in free agency, or you can bring in the guy via trade. Who's to say? But also keep an eye on some of these other guys. Zakari Franklin, the UDFA out of Illinois, the newly Raider, 6'6" Colin Johnson. Grew up in San Jose, Bay Area kid, very familiar with the Raiders, 6'6", big body, boundary guy. Also, to potentially add some depth, to that group, you add Kyle Phillips, a guy that is a Chip Kelly guy from their time in UCLA. He could be a special teams guy, provide some wide receiver reps as well. I like this unit. I think that this can be a sneaky room out there in Las Vegas. The wide receiver position, number 7 in terms of 1 from 10 positional rankings with our Raiders. We'll get to number 8 here. Before I do, let's get to the chat. I want to see how everybody feels real quick. Alzado says wide receiver room has huge potential. This is facts. Lewis says Graphk not bad, but I would put the wide receiver position higher. Okay. Once again, I'm only doing this because there's a ton of potential, right? But it's just unproven at this point. It's just unproven. So I'm not here to say that this wide receiving group can't be one of the better units on this football team. I definitely believe they can be, but there's a lot of unproven talent in that room right now. You're expecting a few of these rookies to step up real big for us in year 1. Thornton, Besh, and potentially Tommy Malott. You know what I mean? So things can get interesting. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Salute to Adam. Always love that content. Graphk. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you, brother. Law Dog, I agree. Top 5 in the NFL, wide receiver block. Yep, I agree. Jacoby, one of the better blocking wide receivers. Jack Besh is going to be one of the better blocking wide receivers. Thornton is an underrated blocking wide receiver. I definitely agree with you, brother. Definitely agree with you on that. All right, let's get to number 8, the cornerback position. You look at some of those names. If I'm a casual NFL fan, right? Just a casual NFL fan, and I'm watching what the Raiders are doing, and I'm looking at these names as a casual NFL player, I'm like, who are these guys? Like, who are these guys? Who is Jacorian Bennett? Who is Eric Stokes? Who is DeCam Richardson? Right? Who is even Darnay Holmes and so on and so forth. Darian Porter, who converted from wide receiver to corner. doesn't have a ton of experience at that position. But I'm just saying, as a casual football player, I'm looking at from the outside, looking at them, saying, "Wow, that's a what are they doing out there at the cornerback position?" Well, I'm gonna say this: I think that some of these guys are sneaky football players. I think they're all going to get better for one reason, and that's just literally Pete Carroll. That's it. That's all. He is the DB whisperer. He is one of the guys, the architect of the Legion of Boom. And I expect him to come out here and make this room better if they're healthy. If Jacorian can stay healthy, if Stokes can stay healthy, if some of these guys can, DCAM can hit a stride in year 2, if Darian Porter, really just finds a way to translate in year 1 and give us real live bullets this season and his rookie season, we're gonna be in for a ride. This group can be one of the better groups also on this football team. But once again, a bunch of unproven team. You have Jacorian is healthy. He's jacked. He looks like he's ready to go, coming off a nasty shoulder injury last year. Hearing good things about DCAM up to this point, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. It's the OTAs. It's no helmets, no pads. But I'm hearing good things about him. Pete is really high on Eric Stokes. He's spoken ad nauseum about how he's excited about this guy to be on this roster. You also talk about the addition of Darian Porter. Can he make this group special? I think he can be. If not this year, at least for sure down the line. We need to add another one post June 1st, a veteran presence. We talked about Jair Alexander. That's a no for me. Jalen Ramsey, yes. Would love to bring him in, even bring in a Stephon Gilmore if need be. Add a veteran presence in there to help some of these guys, on the football field find their way in year 1 and year 2 and year 3 with Jacorian Bennett. So I think if you add the likes of a Jalen Ramsey, you could put this unit a lot higher. But right now I'm going to go at number 8. Number 9, the safety position. Once again, Pete Carroll's in the building. I like what Patrick Graham does. I think that he's going to get a lot. He's going to benefit the most with Pete Carroll out there. I think that Pete Carroll may potentially really help Patrick Graham find a head coaching position in the next year or so. I really do, because Pete Carroll was that special on the defensive side of the ball. But I love the Jeremy Chin pickup. Love it. He's a versatile weapon. You can move him across the board. He's a chess piece. I'm expecting Polamalu to develop and thrive with Pete out there. Excited about my guy, Trey Taylor, in year 2, being healthy, coming off that knee injury. He possesses that versatility, that he can give you some special teams reps. He can kick into the slot. You can play both safety spots. I'm excited to see what he can do. I've heard that they're high on Harper. We bring in, Lonnie Johnson, the veteran, to be, probably at the back end of that safety group, but also a special teams guy. Chris Smith, who got a pick the other day in OTAs, I believe, off of Geno Smith. This can be a good unit at the back end of our defense. But once again, outside of Jeremy Chin, this is kind of an unproven unit up to this point. And then number 10, I think this is a foregone conclusion. Linebacker. I love the addition of Landon Roberts, especially at that price point, plays the run at a high clip, can get better in coverage, but he's a veteran. He's already won 2 championships with the Patriots, you guys. It kind of lets you know how long he's been around. But I'm not expecting him to get better in coverage. But he's phenomenal against the run. Devin White, he needs to prove that he can just be still a productive player at this point moving forward. But Tom Brady, Spy Tech, they won a Super Bowl together. Let's see how he looks out there in the grand scheme of things. Jalen Smith, he'll be 30 in a few weeks. We already know that he was supposed to be one of the better guys in the NFL. Nasty injury at the collegiate level. He fell to the second round. Dallas took him. He's kind of bounced around the league. Giants, Raiders, Packers, so on and so forth. He missed the entire season last year. Will he make this roster? Who's to say? To be determined. I love the potential of Amari Gaynor. Love the potential of Tommy Eichenberg. Will Lindenberg add anything to this unit in year 1? I don't know. The 7th rounder out of Minnesota. Can Jalen Walker, the UDFA out of Indiana, Matt Jones, the Baylor linebacker, can Michael Barrett, the former Michigan guy, can they make this roster? That's some weird room for me right now. There's a ton of experience, and there's a ton of young guys. I think Devin White's kind of the middle of the pack kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot left to leave desired there in that room, that second level of our defense. And it seems like it's been like that for a long time now. You know what I mean? So I have to say the linebacking core is the worst unit that we have on this roster. Just right now, on paper, going into the season, they could play at a high clip. come week 1. Who's to say? I could be totally off basis here, but I have to say the safety unit and the linebackers are 9 and 10 there at the bottom of the list at this point. So let me catch up. Hug, my brother, I appreciate you so much, man. I like that no one is talking. Well, I like that honor. No one is talking about Carroll lead teams are known to come out fast and gain momentum through the season. Pete made the playoffs more times than not and schemes beautifully week to week. Pete's teams consistently overperform. Salute to my brother Hug with a $50 bomb. My brother hit me with a midfield 50-yarder. My guy, my brother, I appreciate you as always, and I agree with every single word you just said, man. Hug, once again, my brother, love you. Appreciate you for everything you do for the channel, man. Appreciate you on the 50-piece. Salute to Pace. Do you really think Mark would even consider here? I don't think any of these guys will really consider him. I don't think that I think Chip Kelly likes what he has in that room. I think he wants to go young. You know, he just won a national championship with a bunch of young guys out there at Ohio State last season. Put together a phenomenal offense out there. Some really good receivers. Had Will Howard outperforming, overperforming. Look, he wasn't that great years prior, but he had a phenomenal year last year at Ohio State. They had a great running back duo with Henderson and Junkins. I think that he's happy with just keeping that unit where it is young. You know what I mean? I don't think that he would go to bat for him, but I mean, honestly, would Chip Kelly turn down the potential talent of Tyreek Hill? Do you think you guys know what he could do for this offense? Like, we wouldn't have to wait for some of these guys to put it all together. You got Tyreek, Brock Bowers, and Ashton Genty. Let me repeat that, you guys. Do you know how disgusting that offense could be? And mind you, I don't want Tyreek Hill. I don't think that it makes any sense. The domestic thing, we do not play with that. We just don't do that with the Raiders. But Tyreek at wide receiver, Brock Bowers at the tight end spot, Ashton Genty at the running back position. Do you understand how dynamic that offense could be with Chip Kelly calling it? The highest paid offensive coordinator in football, $6 million per. This could be disgusting with those speedsters. You add Tyreek Hill to the speed that we already have on this roster with Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker. It would be absolutely filthy. But I do not believe that they'll make a move for Tyreek Hill. And it's more than just one reason. 31 years old. He's had a few injuries. The Twitter games, the domestic stuff, some of the things that he says online and on podcasts and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird. It's just like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? I don't think that they want that in the building. They went out and drafted character guys. I mean, honestly, they went out and got character guys. I mean, look at even in free agency, you guys. Look, we can go across the board here. Jeremy Chin, high character guy. Alex Cappa, regardless of how bad of a season he had last year, high character guy. Geno Smith, it doesn't get any more high character than that. Then you go into the draft, and Ashton Genty and Jack Besh and his story. Dante's such a good kid. Tommy Millott. I mean, go down the line. JJ and Tonka, they want high character guys. And I just don't see them making a move for a guy that could potentially be a distraction in that locker room in Tyreek Hill, regardless of how much he'd make this offense that much better. So to JT, man, this super chat is to honor Hugs super chat. Salute to my guy, JT, my dog, man. You stupid, bro. Salute to our resident Joker, JT Douglas. Salute to Law Dog. It's all about character. You get on and off the field. Players were going to have a dope team because of it. This is facts, man. This is facts. High character guys, man. I'm excited to see what they can do, man. It all starts in the locker room, you guys. Well, let me say this. It starts in the off season, right? It starts in the off season. You got to put it all together. The workouts, the dieting, everything. It all starts in the off season. Then it starts in the locker room. How are these guys getting along? What is the chemistry and the camaraderie, the brotherhood in that locker room? It all takes all that off-field shit, the locker room shit, to put it all together on the football field. And I think that they did it the right way with adding Spy Tech, Chip Kelly, and Pete Carroll as well. This is just a very high character team right now in a city that has a ton of distractions. And we've seen it previously. The Henry Ruggs situation. I hate it The Damon Arnett situation. I hate it. We can go across the board. I hate it. I think they did this thing the right way. Let me see. Get a few more questions in, you guys. Once again, this is going to be a long show today. Wanted to just do at least one more show before the month was up. Let me know in the comments section what you guys want to talk about. Went over the CBS Sports article about post-June potential cuts and fits. We talked about Jalen Ramsey, Jai Alexander, Tyreek Hill. I went over my positional rankings with this football team, with our Raiders. If you guys didn't get an opportunity to see that, run the show back. I went from number 1 to number 10, ranked them all, gave my opinion on that. Let me know in the comments section after as well what you thought and what you would change. Let me see. Jack, this is facts. The Raiders are in a great situation right now. Everyone believes what Pete Carroll's doing. Everyone loves to go to work. They're going to be great. Talk that talk. Joseph, it's going to be interesting. They brought in Ian Thomas, the veteran from the Carolina Panthers, in the offseason. I could see him taking a third spot. Maybe they go young and bring in one of the guys that were already on this roster. But I think it's going to be Ian Thomas. They want a blocking tight end, and Ian Thomas, that's his bread and butter. Michael Mayer is still a great pass catcher that's going to be activated in this offense with Chip Kelly out there, with him and Brock Bowers. He's going to do more than just be allocated to blocking. So I think they may keep Ian Thomas around to be that third guy that can block. More of your blocking tight end. Let me see. Bro, I love the show, man. You want to give shout out? Oh, salute to Yerp Jers, man. That's my guy, man. Salute to my guy, Yerp. Salute to Hug, man. Congratulations, my brother. I'm proud of you, man. Let's see how many we are away right now from meeting our goal of 28,000, you guys. Real fast. I want to see where we are in terms of reaching our goal. We're still 20 away. Still 20 away. So if you're watching this show afterwards, man, hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and let me know in the comment section, that you subbed. I definitely appreciate it. We're trying to get to that 28K mark. We know it's slow out here in these YouTube streets right now, you guys. It's difficult to grow in the off season with not a ton of stuff going on. If you guys can, man, just hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps. Salute to my brother.com, my guy in real life. Yo, it feels good to hear you talk about my Buckeyes. Pause. I'm cool on adding drama to the locker room. We have a new regime and a new look. PC is here to revamp Raider Nation. On God, hit my line, bruh. Jalen, salute to my guy.com. Send me a text, brother. We'll definitely chop it up this week. I got a ton of time on my hands now. My kids are in California for the summer. Me and the wife are going to be ripping and running and acting like we're 21 years old again. But I'm around, bro. Hit me up. Alec, keep an eye on Jermaine Pratt. We talked about him on the show yesterday. He's definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Potential cut out there in Cincinnati. I know he wants a new deal. I think they drafted like 2 new linebackers, in the draft. Keep an eye on Jermaine Pratt, the veteran linebacker. Seems pretty disgruntled out there. It looks like he wants out. Looks like Cincinnati has no plan to keep him around and pay him. So keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. Let me see. Salute to my auntie trying to call me while I'm live. John, look, bro, it is on the way. I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I got to tell you, John Bailey, it is on the way. I'm keeping everything quiet and under wraps. I'm not jumping the gun and throwing out my moves like that anymore. Just know it's on the way. Let's see. Joseph says we can keep the live going, player. DeMarcus, I've not listened to it. Man. As crazy as it is, I'm from Sacramento, born and raised. Love all the OGs out there. Brother Lynch has been at my music videos, shoots. He's a good guy. He knows what we got going on. X-Rated is an OG. Sibo, love him. But I'm not a big fan of that specific style of rap. Love Sibo, though. Sibo definitely fits the billing of what I like, but Brother Lynch and X-Rated do some different things that I'm not that heavy on, but I love them and I respect them. And I think that they're three GOATs from where I'm from, and they're from the exact section from where I'm from, 24th, 29th. I'm from 24th Street. So I definitely love those guys, but I'm not that big on some of those styles. I'm not a Tech 9 guy. I'm not a Brother Lynch guy, so on and so forth. X-Rated, I'm a little bit more on the fence because he does have some bars here and there and stuff like that, but I'm just not that big of a fan of that style of rap. Wartime, it's on the way. It is on the way. I'm actually going to be flying out to Vegas soon to meet up with my brother, L Fingers, to be working on it. So stay tuned. What's crazy, man? Both. You got Pete Carroll to help on the defensive side of the ball, which that's going to improve that side of the football tremendously. And then you got Chip Kelly on the offensive side of the ball coming off of a natty win, and you go get Geno Smith and Genty, and you got Brock in year 2. I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both. I'm confident in both of them. But if I had to pick, barring any health injuries, I'm going to go defense. I'm going to go defense because Pete Carroll, you had him to what we already have with Patrick Graham, and you got Rob Leonard out there. If Matz can stay healthy, Kuntz can stay healthy. If somehow, some way Wilkins finds the football field this year, and some of those DBs can get it together in year 1 and year 2, I'm excited about the defense. Raider Nomad, yep, adding Greg Olsen as well, who's a great quarterbacks coach. Definitely. Oh, I know those guys, man. I know those guys, man. That was my back in the day, man. I think they went. Did the Cuff go to Kennedy? I forgot where they went, but I've done shows with them in the past. Salute to the Cuff. Let me see. He said Daylight is your rapper's favorite rapper. I love Daylight. That's one of my favorite battle rappers. His music is cool, but battle rap wise, my guy. Yeah, Loso, I support Mozzie for sure. I got a record with Mozzie. It's on the channel. It's called No Cleats. I support anybody from my city, man. Let's see. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. Salute to Hug. Can we all take a moment to give Mark Davis his flowers for putting together the most promising organization we've had in like 15 years? Not yet, Hug. Not yet. Let's not do that yet. Let's not do it yet. Let's not do it yet. Are we excited? Yes. I don't want to give Mark any flowers yet. I just don't. Doesn't deserve them yet. We need to see this thing through. We need results. If we can find a way to get back to, closer to 500, at 9-8, 10-7 range, I think we're in for a hell of a ride moving forward. It's no knock to Mark. You guys know I love Mark. You know what I mean? People thought I was going to bat for him way too much, even when we were 4-13 and so on and so forth. So, people thought I was really biased, towards him. I'm not. I'm not giving him his flowers just yet. I'm not. Does it look better than or sound better and look better on paper than what it has been? Yes, definitely. But it has to translate. But I hear you, Hug. I hear you, my brother. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, I know this guy named M.I. Jesus, man. Yeah, had a group called the Alumni. Yeah, man. Prime and Kels and my guy Bush. Yeah, man. I know those guys. I know those guys. Production, fire. Rap, fire. Salute to my guys, man. Salute to my guys. Salute to my dog, Drew Love, coming through with a $20 banger. Just wanted to stop by and show some love. Super stoked for this season. That was kind of a bar right there, Drew Love. Super stoked for this season and seeing a capable offense. I think 7 wins at worst, 11 at best. Also, I'm locking in a tour this fall, so we'll hit you when I'm in Dallas. Go Raiders. Definitely do, brother. Tap in with me. I would love to come through and support your show, my brother, for sure. Salute to you, and I appreciate you on a $20 special. I said this. I think the bare minimum is 8-9. The ceiling is 11-6. So I agree with you in a sense. We're damn near identical with our ceiling and our basement. Salute to my guy, Drew Love, on a $20 banger. Yeah, man. And if we're talking about the business aspect of things, I mean, definitely, right? You can definitely say give Marcus flowers. He made this organization one of the creme de la creme in the NFL now, going from Oakland, where didn't have a ton of money. We were one of the broker organizations in football. Now they're selling out, have the highest price ticket with the Raiders and Cowboys. The tickets as a whole in Vegas is crazy. The entertainment factor, bringing in all these rappers and rock stars and all that. I mean, you got to give Marcus flowers when it comes to what he has done financially to take this from one of the basement dwelling football teams, financial wise, to one of the top guys. Hey, man, Mark, salute. Talking Tom Brady and Richard Seymour into being minority owners. Trying some things. And I know it didn't pan out, you guys, but trying to bring in the Josh McDaniels and Ziegler thing, trying to replicate what they did in New England. It didn't work out at all. It was fucking terrible. But I'm not mad at him trying, bringing in AP. He said, you know what? The Patriot way didn't work. So let's try the Raider way. That didn't work with AP, right? But he's trying. And I think we can all agree that this right here with Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly and all these guys, Graham coming back, and this feels different than all that. So I can agree in a sense with Hug with that. It feels different. But once again, I've seen him try different things. This didn't work. The Gruden era didn't work. This didn't work. The Josh McDaniels didn't work. So on and so forth. But right now, it feels different. It looks different. Publicly, media-wise, it feels different. But once again, I need to see results this year. I just have to see results this year. I don't want to get myself so hyped up that we go into this year and it's like, damn, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. I'm excited. I can't wait, for training camp to come around. And, I just can't wait for week 1. I am hyped. But once again, I need to see results. Sweet Jazz said it best. This is my 49th year with the Raiders. I am cautiously optimistic we can get to 500. If so, then year 2 is going to be the bomb. I want to see results. Sweet Jazz, I couldn't have said it any better than you. Salute to you on a $10 holler. This is exactly how I feel. I echo those same sentiments. Salute to Sweet Jazz. Salute to Trip on a $5 special as well. To be honest, when I look at the schedule, I don't see a loss. Whoa. I think they win 12 games minimum. Whoa. Trip, you don't see a loss, huh? Well, let me throw some things out there at you real quick. Pause if necessary. You're playing the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. You're playing a Commanders team that was in the NFC Championship last year that looked really, really good all season. You're playing the Chiefs team twice that was in the Super Bowl. They lost. They got blew out. You love to see it, but they were in the Super Bowl. You're playing the Denver Broncos, playoff team. Chargers, playoff team. Texans, playoff team. We can go down a long list of this shit. Got to pump the brakes a little bit, fam. Salute the Trip, but you are living up to your name. You are tripping right now. You are definitely tripping right now. But salute to you. Love the hopium. I'm not smoking the same hope, but I'm here for it. Salute to my guy. Salute to Marcus Banks in the building, my dog. Bronx, I am. But also, I'm just too Raidered out. I can't not take a Raider in round 1. And it's literally year in and year out. It's killed me in fantasy. I always make it to the championship and don't win. I've never won a Super Bowl. Oh, you know what? I won 1. I won 1 in fantasy. I'm lying. But year in and year out, I get there and just can't win. See. John Bailey, I did a show with Too Short talking about the Raiders. I did a show with Too Short. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick. Salute to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Just real quick. I'm just going to give you a brief little. Boom. Right there. But I'll definitely try and get Cube on. We talked about Cube. We talked about, so on and so forth. So definitely, I definitely need to run another one back. But that was a fun show. This super is a dupe for Flores Plunkett. Haven't seen a number on Ramsey. What's the number? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hug, I'm trying to figure out what do you mean? What's the number? He's owed 16.7 mil this year. It's like 16.7. It'll probably cost you a mid-round pick. But after this season, it gets a little more trickier. You're in the 20s, mid-20 range, in terms of his payment plan moving forward. So it gets a little nasty. You probably have to figure out a way to restructure him and work that out. Oh, Flores left the super. Okay, my bad, brother. My bad. Let me read it real quick. Did I read it? Or did I miss it? Let me catch up on these supers. My apologies, you guys. You guys are flowing today in the chat, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Trying to figure out. I think I read that, though. Flores, did I read your super, brother? I don't see it. I do not see it. Hey, Flores, do me a favor. Just put your comment in the comment section right now. Put in the comment section right now, and I'll read it. Please just rewrite it. I can't find the super. I don't see it. I said it was a ways back. Okay, let me try and find this shit. I will stop the show right now to find my guy, Flores Plunkett's super chat. Hold on real quick, y'all. Was it at the beginning of the show? While I do that, J-Ro, is it bad that as a Raiders fan, I don't want the media to love us? No, not at all. Not at all. We never care about the media anyways, right? I mean, we do lose our shit sometimes when these guys talk shit about our team. But nah, man, look, bro, we're Raider fans, dude. We don't really care about the media. This is why we have these kind of shows. Our own type of show, like where we can cover our team and talk about our team, the way it needs to be talked about. Flores, just ask it right here, brother, because I don't see it. Bro, I don't see it at all. I think y'all trolling me right now, dog. I think y'all are trolling me. Yeah, write it again, Flores. Write it again. Salute to the 700 people still rocking with me. Whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, you guys, just do me a favor. Get those likes up. Hit those thumbs up. Let me know how you're feeling about the show today. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. We are probably a little bit less than 20 away. Oh, and I want to read. Hold on real quick, y'all. I want to read. Somebody just sent the Cash App as well, and I think it is Tracy Tucker. Hold on real quick. Always got to support, show love to my people. Hold up real quick, y'all. My apologies. Just want to make sure I show respect to all my people. Oh, so you basically read it already, Graphk? Okay. Got you. What events do you have planned for the Houston game? We're trying to figure it out right now. Ken. Definitely will be doing a Woodson Whiskey event, so stay tuned. My guy Jonathan's down there. We'll definitely be doing some type of Woodson Whiskey event down there in Houston, so stay tuned. We will be down there. It's only a 4-hour drive from me. I will be down there with the family, hoping the guys come out too. Wasted, Hammer, Big Mike. We will be down there deep, and we're going to have some fun down there in Houston, so stay tuned. We definitely have some events down there. Pastor Raider, my brother. It's always good to see my guy in the building, man. Stockton's own. Salute to Pastor Raider. Amen to my guy. Always good to see my brother. Salute to Halo. I got to call you, bro. I keep saying it, man. I have no excuse. Call me today, Halo. Love you, bro. Salute to my guy, Halo, in the building. Let me see. Punchy, we're trying to figure it out as well. We're trying to see what we got going on. And salute real quick to Tracy Tucker donating $40 to the Cash App. Appreciate you so much, family. Real talk. That means a lot. That allows us to keep doing this for a living. Salute. Let me see. A couple more questions, you guys, before we get out of here. I still don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I guess I'm just tweaking. I was saying, haven't seen the trade price for Jalen. What do you think it'll take to get him something like that? Okay, and we talked about it a little bit. Salute to Flores. My apologies to my guy. It's a mid-round pick. I think a mid-round pick, depending on how many teams get involved. Wasn't he traded for a third-round pick from the Rams to Miami? He's older now, but depending on if this becomes, a bunch of teams fighting for his services, maybe it could be a third-round pick. But that contract, I'd say fourth-round pick. I'd say a fourth-round pick. I think that can get it done because of, once again, the contract that is tied to Jalen Ramsey. He's 30 years old. He's not the same player he once was. I think that would be a fourth-round pick. Now, maybe, just maybe, they could get their third-round pick back for Jalen Ramsey. If there's high demand, I could see a team saying, you know what, man, let's move on. Let's move a third-round pick to bring him in. So I'll say that the highest would be a third-round pick, but I'd be willing to go fourth. Give up a fourth. You got Jalen Ramsey for the next 2-3 seasons. I would do that. I'd do it all day. I would do that all day. So once again, you guys, salute to everybody here in the building. I'm about to drink my coffee, go take my dog out for a walk, take my wife out for a nice brunch while the kids are gone, man. Salute to everybody. Once again, you guys, we will be live June 1st covering the cuts, potential trades. There's going to be a lot going on here in the next few days, so stay tuned. I'm hoping that maybe I can put together another show tomorrow to end the month off with the bang. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can put something together. CGR says, great show. Appreciate you, Adam. Great show. Yes, sir. Great show, Oos. Appreciate you, my brother. King Ghost says, rumors are the Steelers are calling around for another receiver. You think Jacoby would be a trade candidate for him? No, not at all. Not at all. It'd be crazy, man, to trade one wide receiver who's younger and on a one-year deal for a 29-year-old who's going to be 29 this year on a one-year deal. So you just paid DK Metcalf a shit ton of money. You better hope one of those young guys pan out. You better hope one of those guys work, or go get a Jonnu Smith, which I heard that they made a call to see if they could potentially bring him in, or maybe a Kyle Pitts. Who's to say? But I mean, honestly, it's so funny to see teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers trade a young, promising wide receiver and then say we need to go get another wide receiver. Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? And if you're going to make a move, go get, a guy that's on a long-term deal so you don't have to worry about, taking care of him next year. I don't think it makes any sense for them to go get Jacoby and pay a wide receiver one and DK Metcalf and then have to turn around and pay Jacoby Myers, a nice chunk of change back to back. To me, it doesn't make any sense personally. So, Jason Lane, you always do an amazing show, Graphk. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. On the way out, wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, man, what the hell are y'all waiting on? Because once again, we are still 20 subscribers away. Hit that subscribe button, share the link, tell people what it is and what we're doing over here at OLV Raiders Network. Lewis says, appreciate you, Graphk. If only our D-line can get and stay healthy, that greatly improves the cornerback, safety, and linebacker rooms. Have a great weekend. You are right. Salute to Nation's Finest. Also on the $2 special on the way out. What I missed on the Ramsey front. Nothing. CBS Sports put an article out there, and their prediction is the Raiders will make a move for Jalen Ramsey post June 1st. So stay tuned, nation's finest. We may be in for a bumpy ride here the next few days. Maybe the Raiders do reach out to Miami and potentially bring in the veteran, future first ballot Hall of Famer, Jalen Ramsey. So we shall see. Salute. We are outro. Love you guys. One.